All right, today we are going to continue to talk about functions. We're going to continue to talk about slope-intercept, y equals mx plus b. And we're going to talk about a different way that we can create an equation if we're given a point and a slope. So before, when we are given a point and a slope, we would use y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, plug those values in, distribute our m, get our y all by itself, and we would solve it that way. I'm going to teach you how to do it a different way today that hopefully might make a little bit more sense and might be a little easier for you. So let's say I had the equation or the information that says I have a slope of 4 and a point of -1, 3. Now, when we talk about our point, -1 is our x value, 3 is our y value, and our slope is our, oops, not our b value, our slope is our m value. So we can take these three values and plug them into our equation with the information we have right now. So instead of saying y equals m times x plus b, we can say, okay, well, I know m is 4, because it's right here. I know that x is -1, because it's right here. And I know that y is 3, because it tells me right here. It tells me all this information here. And then I can simplify this equation to solve for what I'm missing. So I can say, okay, well, let's start simplifying. 4 times -1 is -4. So I have 3 equals -4 plus b. I can add 4. I can add 4. I get 7 equals b. That right there is my b value. Right, in order to solve mx plus b, I need b and I need m. My original equation gave me m. I just solved and figured out b. I can make an equation. So instead of y equals mx plus b, y equals 4x plus 7. My 4 comes from my m. My 7 comes from my b. Does that make a little more sense? Is that a little easier for you to solve? Wish we would have done that earlier. This is telling us now how to use slope and point to fill out our equation. Right? So if I had, let's say I had, a slope of 3 and a point that was -3, -8. Slope of 3, -3, -8. Okay, so let's mark the things we know. This is our m. This is our x. This is our y. So instead of y equals m times x plus b, I'm going to get -8 equals 3 times -3 plus b. Right? Y is -8, m was 3, x was -3. I don't know my b yet. And I'm going to solve this out. 3 times -3 is -9. I've got -8 equals -9 plus b. To get rid of my negative 9, I'm going to add 9, add 9. This is going to give me b equals 1. Now I know my b, I know my m. Y equals 3x plus 1. What do we think about this? Does this make more sense to you? Does this hopefully help you understand this a little bit better? Hopefully. I hope that it does. All right. Now, that was thing 1. Thing 2, we're going to make an equation from 2 points. I'm going to make an equation from 2 points. So let's say I have the points 1, -7 and 2, -4. Okay, well, I want to use these 2 points. I'm going to need to find a slope. And then I'm going to use this to solve for my b, and then I can make my equation. All right, so to solve for slope, I need to find my change in y, my rise, divided by change in x, my run. So if I were to go from -4 to -7, or sorry, from -7 to -4. If I want to find my change in y, well, that's going to be +3, right? It's going to be +3. And then if I were to go from my change in x, my 1, to my 2, that's going to be +1. 3 divided by 1 is 3. So my slope is 3. Slope is my m value. Let me just take a pause. How do we feel about that? Did I just rock your brains with trying to find slope? Okay, it's how do I get from one y to the other? How do I get from that same x to the other? I want to start on one point and always go from one point to the other, thinking about how do I get from one to the other. Okay, so I know my slope. My slope is m. So now I'm going to y equals mx plus b. I'm going to just use one of these points to give me my y and my x. Let's use this point because multiplying by 1 is always kind of easy. So I'm going to say -7 equals 3 times 1 plus b. Right, I've got my x and my y in there. My x from my x, my y from my y. 3 times 1 is 3. This gives me -7 equals 3 plus b. To get rid of this 3, I'm going to need to minus 3. Minus 3, -7 minus 3 is -10 equals b. I now have the two things I need, an m and a b. This is going to give me y equals 3x minus 10. M and b, m and b. All right. It's a lot of work. See if you can solve this last problem. We're going to call it, we're going to say that we want the points, let me see if I can find a good couple of points for us to use. We want to use the points 0, 4, and -1, 6. 0, 4, and -1, 6. Let me know what my equation would be. And let me know if you have any questions. Have a great rest of your night.